Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am still sunburnt from this hike. I just didn't think it was going to be so sunny, considering it was just storm completely a couple days before. Before I jump into those trail details, we're going to talk about the difference between this Cuyamaca Peak trail video and the one I've previously put out. Cuyamaca Peak from Paso Picacho Campground via Lookout Road. It's just the Fire Lookout Road. It's only about 5.5 miles. The one we did today is you start on the Fire Lookout Road and then you return, or vice versa, through the Azalea Glen Loop. And you can see here on the map, it's 2 miles longer for a reason. So instead of staying back here on this Fire Lookout Road, you go all through the Azalea Glen Loop. It takes 2 miles longer to get all the way down to the bottom. Beautiful hike, so let's jump into the trail details for Cuyamaca Peak via Azalea Glen Loop. So this is a 7.7 mile heavily trafficked loop trail located in Cuyamaca. Features a river and it's more of a stream and is rated as moderate. Trail is primarily used for hiking and is best from October until June. 7.7 miles, that's correct. Elevation gain 1,800 feet. The route type is a loop. How to get here, very simple. As I've talked about many times in my videos, you park at the Paso Picacho campground right off of the 79, and trail's pretty obvious from there. It's not very difficult to find. Trail itself, as I've mentioned, you can do the Fire Lookout Road first and then come back down the regular trail, or the other way around. I would recommend that you do the Fire Lookout Road first. It's just a little bit easier to walk all the way up to Cuyamaca Peak on paved road and then enjoy the trail really on the way down. So all the video footage you saw here was all around here. From here it turns into the trail. You go all the way up to the peak itself. You come back the same road, and on the Fire Lookout Road, nothing too spectacular up until you probably cross this trail, and then really you get just these beautiful trees. This is part of Cuyamaca that was not burnt nearly as much as the rest of Cuyamaca, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute here. So I think after this portion of the trail here, it's so gorgeous. The peak itself, you know, almost 360-degree views, pretty amazing up there. Great views of the lake and the Cuyamaca itself. Stonewall looks really small, as I've covered last time. You get above it and then it's like, oh, it looks so tiny in the distance. Make sure you spend some time up there and enjoy. On the way back down again, you cross over, and this is now 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐷 Trail. So the 𝐦𝐨𝐷 Trail is the connecting trail to the Azalea Glen Loop Trail. This trail, in the snow especially, looks very alike. Almost the entire thing looks very similar. I will say, not just in the snow, but the way it is right now, it is pretty severely overgrown. As you guys saw with the GoPro, there's a lot of sections where you're going under and sideways. I'm actually a little bit surprised at how overgrown this trail is. And then one of the things that I want you to just pay attention to, when you're closer to the bottom near this Moteros, picture stop, you'll start to notice that the trees are actually dead. And that's just due to the fires that we had. A lot of Cuyamaca burned, and some of the bush has recovered, but those trees are dead and they're not really gonna come back. So I personally love seeing the top of Cuyamaca was not impacted. At least a lot of it was not impacted by these fires. As you guys saw in the video, magnificent pines and trees, and they're green and they smell amazing. But I love this section of Cuyamaca near the peak. It is so freaking beautiful, and I really do wish that the rest of it looked the way it used to. But that's just kind of, what do we do? But just be aware that the views down here are still nice, but a lot more dead trees as opposed to the top near Cuyamaca Peak. This is an intermediate, I would call this an intermediate, a moderate hike. It's really not that difficult. It's long, almost 8 miles, so as long as you're mentally prepared for that, I think you'd be okay. But it's definitely very doable. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.